All right, guys, you did a pretty good job in the group stage, honestly. I know we lost to Switzerland, but we rotated in red cards. What were you thinking, mate? So we did a pretty good job. We topped our group, and because of that, we've got a nice path through the quarterfinals now. Starting off with South Korea, we've beaten these guys lots of times before. Let's do it again and get through to the round of 16.
Party in the streets and the city's on fire.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 188 of the New Zealand Village Nation here on Shaun Does FM with the All Whites. Hope you're doing well, and come up day we continue in our last tournament of the Save the 2042 FIFA World Cup. Hopefully get through 2 games, because it should be quite an easy path for us now for the quarterfinals off the deck of today's episode, where we wrap up our group if you missed that one, taking on both Norway and Switzerland as well as a bus trip in Leipzig. I'll leave a link to that one over in the top right corner, but we're playing South Korea. In the second round, if that one doesn't go to extra time or penalties, we might also sneak in a game which it looks like is going to be against Venezuela in the round of 16 as well. 2 very winnable games before we make our way through to the final 8 and hopefully wrap up this save with a World Cup win. But yesterday, some mixed results in that episode, finishing up the group stage. We beat Norway, which pretty much sealed our passage through to this round, considering we also beat Ghana in our first match. Then we suffered a 1-0 loss to Switzerland, albeit that was with 10 men for a large majority of that game. That's the reason up there you can see that James Thomas is suspended. Unfortunately, are actually missing quite a few players going into this game, the first one of today's episode. Obviously, George McDonald, he got injured first game of the tournament, is out for the entirety of it. And also off the back of that Switzerland game, unfortunately, Adam White, our first choice left back, he's picked up a cold. So that means that Matt Baker is our first choice option for this clash, where we will take on South Korea. But to be fair, we have taken on South Korea quite a bit in the save. Prior to a couple of World Cups ago, this was a team that we bashed up quite frequently to try and get ourselves up the world ranking. As you can see there, we've played them 3 times and beat them all 3, so this really does look a suitable tie for us here in the second round of the World Cup this year. Carl Dodd, he's a manager that we took on quite a bit all the way back in our AFC Auckland days of the save. To be fair, does look like he's got them going up the world rankings a little bit off the back of those wins that we picked up a few while ago now. And that does save the 32nd best team in the world. We're 20 spots above them, up in 12th. So a really suitable tie for us here in the second round of this World Cup. And if we can get past these guys, as you're about to see, we will be taking on Venezuela off the back of a 3-0 win over Honduras. Here you can see all the other ties in the second round. Actually, forgot to include this during the course of yesterday's episode, seeing as it was quite a long one. Did want to wrap that up before we hit the hour mark in terms of my recording time. But a couple of upsets here. You can see one right at the top. Croatia, they knock out Germany in the second round off the back of a 1-0 win. Switzerland, of course, the team that beat us in our final match of the group, they walked past Colombia there 6-2, so maybe Switzerland are quite a good team. Portugal, number 1 team in the world there, they knock out Ireland 3-0. The Netherlands, they get past Belgium 4-1. The Belgian bottlers, that's them done in the save. Below the Venezuela result, Poland have knocked out England on penalties. So England don't even get past the second round here of the World Cup. And Italy, they spanked Japan 5-1. Other ties, which will be taking place off the back of our game. Argentina play Turkey. Ukraine play Nigeria. Mexico take on Norway. That's the third team that qualified from our group. Spain take on Algeria. The USA, they take on Senegal. Australia take on Uruguay. Of course, Australia, 3 draws in the group. They are actually quite fortunate to make their way through into the second round. France take on Serbia. And right down the bottom, Chile, they will take on Brazil. But as we've shown you, this looks quite a nice tie for us here in the second round. And hopefully, as I said, if we get through it without extra time or penalties, then we can take on Venezuela, because those guys are even lower on the world rankings, down in 43rd. So we really here should be making the quarterfinals at least here of our last World Cup with the All Whites, and that would equal our best performance. Hopefully can go a bit better than that and at least make our way into the final 4, depending who we might get in the quarters, provided that we do make it that far. But first, we've got to get the job done over South Korea. We don't need a bus trip today because we're still in Stuttgart, so we'll get stuck in the action and hopefully make our way through to the round of 16. And here are the team sheets for our second round clash here at the World Cup. As we ran through before, Baker comes in for White with that flu. Also, we've got Sam Clark coming in for Cowie on a heavy workload. The same applies there to both Grove at right wing and Cloud at left wing, as well as Kamalo up front as South Korea are going with a 4-4-2 with our record against these guys. This feels like a team we might be able to rest some guys against, hopefully keep them in check for the round of 16 as well as the quarterfinals, provided we make it that far. Hopefully it doesn't backfire and we can pick up a win as per expected, albeit first highlight here, South Korea in the red are on the attack, but that ball's far too deep. David Cifuentes, easy work there and rolls it out to Hosa for the former Brazilian, makes his way out right. He picks out Tresor Niankuru, goes in there to Sam Clark, the Kashmir Tech lad. Now Niankuru plays it forward to Jamie Young. Kamalo, good hold-up play there, and Beal finds Sam Clark, goes back there to Curtis, but now start to camp ourselves inside the opposition half. Mitchell Clout makes his way inside the box, pulls that one back nicely for Jamie Young. It's a Kashmir Tech goal there. Our central attacking midfielder coming back from that injury, which he was carrying into the start of this tournament. Thankfully, that match sharpness, it was just building up nicely during the group stages, and hopefully he can now last a fair amount of minutes here in the knockouts. It's a great start for us, though. We hit South Korea somewhat on the counter-attack, and Mitchell Clout coming in for this one squares it for Jamie Young, who gives us a 1-0 lead early. And about 10 minutes off back of that opening goal, was just about to praise our guys, but a free kick here, and Clout might be on the attack yet again. We'll float this one far post for the Prince Kamalo, but unfortunately, looking there for the bottom right corner, just couldn't quite hit the target, so a good chance there for us to grab a very early cushion goal, but early stages, we are looking quite dangerous, albeit now South Korea on the attack down the other end. A brilliant chance there too. They worked that well from that throw-in, but David Cifuentes keeps that one from finding the bottom left corner, so a good chance there for South Korea to actually grab an equaliser. Thankfully, we deal with the danger from that corner. Aaron Grove now gets us going on the counter-attack, albeit can't link up with that pass. 1-0 halfway through the first half to the All Whites. And a bit of a wait until the next highlight of this game, but 5 minutes to go in the first half there is a throw-in to South Korea, but good work from us there to get that ball back. Unfortunately, Jamie Young can't quite keep it, so South Korea, they get the ball back here inside of our half, float that one far post. Surprisingly, win a ball in the air. You'd expect us here to be quite eerily dominant against the team from South Korea, but thankfully that one comes off the woodwork and Cifuentes can claim that ball going back into the mix and make our way into 2 minutes of added time. And again, South Korea here with a throw-in inside of the final third, and this time they put it away through a header, which is a bit annoying, but Hong Dong-woo, what a name that is, will put that one away. And just before half-time, South Korea do grab an equaliser here in the second round World Cup clash. Unfortunately, I think that's Baker there trying to click on him. Indeed, that is the case. He gets out jumped, and Cifuentes just can't quite pull off there a save like he did just shy of the 20-minute mark, where South Korea also had the other good chance in that first half. But 1-1 going into the sheds, that's a bit average from our guys. Most players out there, though, are going okay, but unfortunately, we've got Grove at right wing, not on great rating. Carly can come on for him. He is also sitting on a yellow card, so if he picks one up in this game, I do think that would mean he's missing for the Venezuela game, which would make one change here at halftime and tell the guys that really our shooting needs to improve. Shots on target, the shot ratio not too good in that first half. Hopefully kick on and pick up a win here in the second round of the World Cup. Otherwise, that's save over. And just shy of the hour mark, going to make some more changes in this game because a couple of defenders have dropped down to red hearts. Tressor's gone down to 1, so it'll be Debenham coming on for him, and also Jeevanathan can come on for Simon Curtis. Hosafa is sitting on a yellow card, but be fair to him, that means that he'll be suspended for our next game anyway, so no point taking him off there with that situation. Off the back of that, now one of our midfielders there in Beal drops down to a red heart, so Kenny Cowie, he can come on there, and that will be 4 of our 5 subs used with a half hour left, and still, this one's locked up at 1-1. And we've gone for 10 minutes off that previous sub, and now it's time for our final one. Matt Baker going a bit fairly at left back and down to a red heart. Now, Josh Wilson can cover right back, so we'll switch in with Terrace and Debenham once coming on there for Baker, and hopefully that'll sort us out defensively for the remainder of this game. Now about 15 minutes left, and we're still locked up at 1-1. And just about to make our way into the last 10 minutes of this half, and finally a highlight here, albeit as 1-2 South Korea from a corner. It goes out there to King, tries to pump that one top right corner, thankfully goes just high and wide. But to be fair, South Korea here actually on top of us, at least they were until that last little update. Now the stats actually quite even. Will demand more, because this would not be a good team for us to lose to end our save. But to be fair, looks like this one currently might be going to extra time, albeit in the second minute of 3 of added time, the goalkeeper pumps it deep. Thankfully, Hosafa there sticks out a leg, and we just keep that one. Now Debenham at left back, plays it forward to Clout. It's a lovely ball forward there to Prince Kamalo, who buries it. Now, is he onside? If he is, that's a brilliant time to score, and it might even be time for time wasting with only a few seconds left. Mitchell Clout having a blinder, set up our first goal, and does the same again. This ball, one touch, starts to get closed down, but that's a lovely ball there for Prince Kamalo, who puts it away. Nice effort from him, considering he was our third choice striker going into this tournament. Buries that one nicely. So now, let's pull our fullbacks onto support instead of on attack, and also start to do some time wasting stuff. Do it quite frequently. We'll tell the guys to be more disciplined. We won't run out the defence. Let's just try and keep the ball. Also tell our goalkeeper slow things down and drop back to a standard defensive line. Hopefully that should mean no more highlights in this game, especially for South Korea, but maybe that was a mistake because it's a free kick for them there. Unfortunately, can't get that ball back off the back of that header one from Nathan. Sifuentes makes a wonderful save, but King will put it home, and South Korea, they grab an equaliser in the 94th of 93 minutes. Oh boy, that's a bit dirty feeling. So now let's undo all that stuff we just did. We better turn them back on, run at defence, but that's a bit unfortunate. Prince Kamalo grabs a goal, which you would have thought would be the winner there in the 93rd minute, but South Korea goes straight down the other end there through a free kick, and Hong Dong-woo here scored the first goal and helps set that one up. He does debit him there, takes on a shot. Sifuentes makes a good save, but unfortunately parries it back out into a dangerous area, and Kang Chang-soo will put that one away, and you'd say that would be it for regular time in this game. Locked up at 2, all the beefier stats-wise. Can't argue with that one. It's been a very even game, but unfortunately this one is going to go to extra time, so maybe that Venezuela game might have to wait until tomorrow if we actually make it that far. This could now be our final game of the save a lot earlier than I would like. There's lots of plays that we could take off here on Red Hearts, but to be fair, we might just save it up and see who might be struggling the most, because to be fair, our bench options at this stage aren't too great. Maybe just save that sub up if we get in trouble in extra time, but unfortunately get pegged back very late there off the back of what looked like a winning goal, and we now get stuck in to extra time. And we don't have to wait too long here for the first highlight in extra time. We're on the attack here, Debenham at left back. He plays that one there for Kenny Cowie. Now back to Sam Clark. If we can get an early goal, that would be quite useful. Clark there on the march, went looking for the right-hand side of goal there, but Kim comes up with a good save for South Korea. Now a chance for us here from set piece Mitchell Clout, who's so far set up all our goals. We put that one in for Kamalo, floats at far post for Nathan. Unfortunately, he can't connect, albeit we do still have the ball here inside of the opposition half, but unfortunately that highlight comes to an end, albeit shortly off the back of that. Now a free kick. Cowie goes far post, headed away, but Hosafa, he'll tidy things up, just holds the ball, floats this far post punch clear there from the Korean goalkeeper. Mitchell Clout looking for a goal, trying to bury that one bottom left corner. Unfortunately, that one goes just wide, and again, a highlight very shortly off the back of that. Good work from Hosafa to win that one for us before we play it back to Sifuentes, who picks out Josh Wilson at right back for this period of the game. Plays it nicely to Young, and Khaled makes his way inside the box. He was pretty close to being one-on-one there with the keeper, but unfortunately that shot, not a very good one, straight into the path of Kim, and it's still 2-2, but we're definitely on the front foot here, early stages of extra time. Clout takes his time on this corner looking for Wilson. Unfortunately, can't quite find him, and Nathan passes it back out to him in an offside position. Still 2-2 late in the first half of extra time. And we've only just begun the second half of extra time here. Still 2-2, but South Korea here do get a highlight, a free kick, but thankfully play a ball there too deep, and Josh Wilson can tidy things up. Plays it to Nathan. Clark there looking for Clout, but that is a poor ball, and South Korea can camp back here in our half. They play a ball forward there to Park Dong-hoon, I think that is. In fact, it's Juan, but Nathan brings him down. It wasn't too big a challenge, but he's gone down like an absolute sack of spuds, and it's a penalty. Oh dear, Nathan picks up a yellow card. In fact, now we might be in centre-back trouble if we have another game at this tournament, but that's not looking too likely, because Park puts it away, the man who was writhing on the ground in agony before he scores the penalty. We're going to try and bring on our super sub here, Shaun Pearce, for Jamie Young, but that is our last sub, and we're one goal down with only 10 minutes left. This would be a very bad way for us to end the save, getting beaten by a team 20 places below us on the world rankings in the second round of the World Cup. So unfortunately, not looking good at the moment. Let's berate the boys and see if that might help us out. And thankfully, only a few minutes later, we do have a throw-in inside the opposition half. Debenham gets that ball back, picks out Pearce, goes there to Cowie. But currently, South Korea are putting us under some good pressure, good pass there to Wilson. They try and clear it there as he puts in the mixer, not too well carried. He'll find Mitchell Clout, gets a lot of help there from the inside of that left hand upright, and Mitchell Clout's having a blinder for us at left wing, set up both goals in regular time and scores the one. Gets back to all square here with only 8 minutes left in extra time. While their Khalid Rana fortunately got that ball back, a pretty poor clearance there from South Korea, and Mitchell Clout just does enough there to get that one over the line, and we're about to make our way to the last 5 minutes of this game locked up at 3-3. Looks like it might be a penalty shootout unless we can do something here from the set piece, and to be fair, Mitchell Clout is on it again. You wouldn't want anyone else on it the way he's been going in this game. We'll put this one near post for Wilson, who forces a great save there out of the goalkeeper, and then Shiva Nathan, I think, got to it, and it came off the woodwork, so somehow don't score from that, but only a few minutes later, another chance for us here. Mitchell Clout, this time from the other side, and being a left footer, that side might actually be a bit more suitable for an in-swinging corner. Can you find the head again of Wilson or Shiva Nathan? For some reason, taking a lot of time despite the fact it's locked up late. In extra time, and he picks out Josh Wilson, our right back. Usually a centre back comes on and buries that one near post. And now again, we're going to try and time waste. Hopefully this time it actually works. Let's just do it sometimes this time in terms of the frequency. But all that other stuff will turn back on dropping back to a standard defensive line. But finally, we go in front again here in this game. And it is Mitchell Clout with his third assist go alongside that goal. And Wilson just beats their Kim at the near post after we went close only a few minutes ago. That makes it 4-3. And stats-wise now, we're all of a sudden all over South Korea here off the back of this period of extra time. And thankfully, we just do enough to get past South Korea there in the second round of the World Cup. It's 4-3. Mitchell Clout, clearly player of the day for us there. 3 assists and a goal. Had a hand in everything that we did. We were a bit leaky conceding 3. Obviously, the penalty in extra time, not ideal, and they grabbed one back off the back of what looked like a winner in regular time to Prince Kamalo in the 93rd minute, and also scored actually in injury time in the first half as well. So late goals the key there for South Korea in regular time, but thankfully we just do enough there to overturn a 3-2 deficit in extra time and pick up 2 quick fire goals, and we go through to the round of 16 as you'd really expect from us at this World Cup, considering our opposition, not our best performance at all there in that second round, but hopefully a few key players who we rested might now be fit and available for some later rounds in the tournament off the back of that 4-3 win to send us through to the round of 16. So a very close call for us there in the first knockout round of this World Cup, the second round, but thankfully some late goals there. As I said, Mitchell Clout had an absolute blinder to the former Kashmir Tech lad these days. He's at the Wellington Phoenix and doing a pretty good job for those guys. The left winger comes striker, but thankfully he stepped up while we did give a rest to Chris Greenidge. 3 assists and a goal. He definitely was the key factor for us there in picking up that 4-3 win after extra time. So thankfully, no bottled job from us there. And we go through to the round of 16 at this World Cup, which will mean we're going to take on Venezuela. And we're going to come back for that one in tomorrow's episode, because this one did go to extra time. Worth noting again, that's in Stuttgart's not moving around as much as I was hoping for actually at this World Cup. But these guys, they are in 43rd in the world, as we saw before. So actually a team lower ranked than South Korea. Hopefully that should mean that might be a little bit easier than what we just had, but it's a World Cup. You never know. Hopefully can keep that one to just 90 minutes before the quarterfinals, where things are bound to get a whole lot tougher. But a nice draw for us there, albeit we fought that going in for the second round, and we left it very, very late to put that one to bed before it did go to a penalty shootout. Just seeing if much else has happened off the back of our win over South Korea at the moment. There you can see Venezuela in Stuttgart. That's on the 4th of July, so the beefy, we've actually got a whole week until our next game. That's quite good. Hopefully get some of those tired players fresh for the remainder of this tournament. Mitchell Clout obviously got the man of the match, and apparently so far we have been the surprise package, even though we're actually doing about what you'd expect from a team who are ranked 12th in the world, and we've even dropped from that during the course of this tournament off the back of that loss to Switzerland in our last game of the group stage. And also worth noting, and we'll probably cover this off in tomorrow's episode too, but centre back's going to be an issue in that next game because Shiva Nathan and Hosafa are both suspended. So hopefully we get through that next game okay and can actually make our way into the quarterfinals, try our best effort so far at a World Cup for our final one of this save. But that will do it for today's episode, making our way through to the round of 16 off the back of a thrilling extra time win over South Korea. If you enjoyed it, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well until tomorrow for the round of 16 against Venezuela. We'll see if we throw in a quarterfinal as well. Probably depends on how long that game goes and if we get a very good team in that quarterfinal. If we do, might save that up for the end of this week. But until tomorrow, for at the very least the round of 16 clash with Venezuela. Thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.